of the shadow politics attempted by alien members of the Federation to keep the natural leaders of the Federation from finding out the truth. Starfleet Academy has stonewalled our request for information. We know the Falcon cadet was working on evidence from the Bicea incident. Why is it being kept secret? These unanswered questions raise doubts about any story coming from the Federation Council.
In further news from the Starfleet Academy explosion, there were no injuries, however, damages are extensive. Sources inside the Academy report that the unidentified student involved in the blast could be dismissed from the Academy as soon as next week. In other news, rumors of sabotage among the planetary...
Jeff, David! Starfleet's hanging Sturrock out to dry.
Even Starfleet's not immune to political pressures. What if they sacrifice Sturrock to make their problems go away?
We won't know until it's too late to save him.
We have to help him. We're a team.
Yes.
Let's break into the lab and find out what really happened.
David, Kirk said you can violate the rules if your cause is just.
He said you have to be willing to pay the price. Are you willing to get kicked out?
To save Sturrock from being sacrificed? Yes.
Absolutely.
In a heartbeat.
Look, we don't know if he really is being sacrificed. So we can only use legal means to find out.
How?
Look, we all have legal access to different parts of the Academy computer, right? Well, if we look carefully, we might find something that's been overlooked.
David, you could use your science lab access to legally find out about Sturrock's secret project.
Good idea.
Thank you.
Are you sure?
Yes!
David?
All right, let's do it. Now, let's plan this out. First, Cadet's log. I wish I had better news, but I don't. Spirits are low, and now apparently Captain Sulu was hospitalized for an incident in the science lab. They say he'll be fine by the end of the week, but we're all worried about him. Cadet's log. While I was working with Chekhov on the new Klingon heavy cruiser simulations, I couldn't get the no-win scenario out of my mind. But I also promised my crew that I would try to help Sturrock. I took a chance to look through the non-security database, looking for clues about the lab explosion, when I found something I never expected to see. The saboteur had created a back door that let him turn on and off security. It was Robin Brady's access code.
Cadet Forrester, please load in the Poznikov series, session 14 through 42.
Yes, sir. But, sir, aren't those really old missions?
As the wolf said to the songbird while devouring the old peasant, sometimes the oldest things are the tastiest.
Sir?
An ancient Russian folktale. Haven't you loaded those missions yet?
Right away, sir. I can't, sir. There's a tangle of code in here plugging things up.
From where?
I don't know. It looks like a heavily encrypted chunk of data, spliced right onto the programming codes of a mission. Commander Chekhov, I have a question for you.
What is it?
What is this?
I think I'd better let the captain explain that.
Certainly brings back memories.
But, sir, isn't reprogramming the simulator against the rules?
I think I'll leave the captain to explain.
After I beat the Kobayashi Maru, the administrators talked about tightening the rules, but they never did. In fact, I got a commendation for original thinking.
Captain Kirk, would you be offended if you were no longer the only cadet to beat the no-win scenario?
Well, you still have to find the right solution.
But if someone used this to cheat, sir, the Academy wouldn't be able to test how that cadet handles a no-win scenario.
Cadet Forrester, I hear your science officer's in the brig. Has anyone in your crew been pushing you to get him out by breaking the rules?
Yes, sir.
So, what did you do?
I refused, sir.
You were faced with two choices. Gratify your crew by leading them in the wrong but popular action, or let them down by making an unpopular but correct decision.
Yes, sir.
It looks to me like you already did face a no-win scenario. A real-life no-win scenario. And you did the right thing.
Thank you, sir.
Try to keep quiet about this, okay? And will you please get my Klingon advanced heavy cruiser working?
Wait, sir?
Yes, Cadet Forrester.
Which option did you choose, sir, on the Kobayashi Maru?
The winning one.
Cadet's log supplemental. I had an important decision to make. I barely had time to finish programming the Klingon Advanced Heavy Cruiser for Captain Kirk before I had to report to the simulator to face the no-win scenario. The deadly Kobayashi Maru. Cadet's log. With Sturrock still under suspicion, spirits are pretty low. I keep asking myself, what would Kirk do? Well, I don't have an answer. I'm just not James T. Kirk, I guess. Cadet's log. Well, every cadet failed the Kobayashi Maru, and spirits were pretty low. Even though we knew that was supposed to happen. I hate to lose. We finally got some good news. Sturrock was officially cleared of all charges today. It turns out the bomber was Faith Gage. Corn and Robin are really shocked. Sturrock, you're overworking yourself.
Vulcans have excellent stamina.
Look, it's not your fault that the proof was lost. If anything, it's mine. I should have gone back in there and pulled out your data.
David, you would have been killed, just like I would have.
Yeah, but now thousands of people are being killed in these random attacks. I could have taken action and stopped these massacres by now. Now our chances are slim.
Don't be so sure of that.
Sir!
There was another attack along the Klingon neutral zone last week. I directed the search of the planet and found these fragments of the attacking vessel sheared off by the planetary defense system. A few of them show the molecular etching that Sturrock discovered.
Starfleet scientists have fully examined these fragments and have concluded that the molecular etchings could not constitute the cybernetic neural network that I postulated.
Now, I didn't agree. I wanted Sturrock to have another chance to prove his theory, so I persuaded Starfleet to turn the fragments over to him for the rest of the academic year.
It will take a significant amount of work to establish whether my theory has any validity.
Well, Mr. Forrester, you're his team leader.
Sturrock doesn't need my permission to take on special projects.
But I do need your assistance.
Why?
I need to simulate the remainder, and your experience with Commander Chekhov might make it possible to finish before graduation.
What do you think, Captain Kirk?
I'm not here to tell you how to spend your time, Cadet Forrester. I'm here to extend a command opportunity. It's up to you whether you take it or not.
We have an unparalleled opportunity to study these fragments. No other lab in the Federation has state-of-the-art computer simulator equipment and the McClanty cybernetic remnants.
Personal log. I'm afraid I haven't seen much of the crew lately. There just aren't enough hours in the day for studying and practicing in the simulator and helping Sturrock complete the McClanty simulation. This week, I think I'll work on the McClanty project. I don't understand. We have different fragments from all over the McClanty vessel, but they all contain the same set of etched structures.
That is not entirely correct. There are old pathways and new pathways in the metal, with some overwritten or blocked off. Though their appearance may seem the same, their actual function would be far different.
But that's assuming something actually travels down these paths. They're too small. I mean, look, at best, only the most basic subatomic particles could travel down them.
Though we may be on the wrong track, we should run a series of simulations to determine which subatomic particles do go down these paths.
I'd be glad to assist you.
Good luck to both of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. It is agreeable to have your assistance. I shall endeavor to explain my findings to date. Look, this is not just random molecular crystallization.
So we can simulate the rest of this matrix to figure out how it works. I don't know if I'm good enough to do that.
I know you are.
Well, I guess we'll see.
David!
Robin, what's wrong?
I went to one of the Vanguard's meetings.
You what? Why did you do that?
Faith Gage took me a ways back, and you told me to get out with the other cadets.
I didn't mean them.
I know, I won't go back, but David, I saw Magia there.
Are you sure?
She didn't see me, but it was her. She looked like she fit in real well with them. She's not even human, and they accepted her. Why would the Vanguards accept an Andorian?
The real question is, what do they want from her?
Well, she was telling them how she thought the Klingons should pay for all the massacres along the neutral zone.
And then having an Andorian, the daughter of her ambassador, on their side would give the Vanguard credibility.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me know, Robin.
No problem.
But from now on, stay away from the Vanguard, okay?
I will. They wouldn't let me back in anyway. They use a telepath to determine who's a true Vanguard supporter. Once they looked into my mind, I could tell they were being very careful about what they said around me.
All right, I'll handle it. Just don't go back there.
I won't.
Come on, we're late.
I gotta get to the simulator.
I've got to go put some extra hours into training. Trick question. There's only one good thing about studying harder. At least it gives me the opportunity to spend a little more time with my crew. Cadet's log. I'm very disturbed by Robin's report that McGee is working with the Vanguard. Enter. McGee.
David, you wanted to see me?
Yes, I did. McGee, are you a member of the Vanguard?
No.
I know you've been to their meetings.
I'm sorry. I lied to you, David. But I was trying to protect you.
Protect me? How?
Some of the Vanguard think you're okay because you seem to be friends with their hero, Kirk. But others like Milan would prefer to see you stuffed into a warp drive.
McGee, sit down. Why did you join them?
After Bicea, I went to the Vanguard meetings. They had all the answers that I wanted to hear. But then Faith framed Sturek, and now the Federation and the Klingons are moving towards peace. The Vanguard is moving more and more towards violence.
Why didn't you tell the brass about this?
Commander Sulu's policy is to wait until the Vanguard makes a mistake. He's waiting for the Vanguard to do something illegal before moving in. The biggest problem is I don't have any tangible proof. They're very tolerant when I'm around, but the core members of the Vanguard trust only humans.
Well, then we'll have to get somebody human to infiltrate them.
You're right. You can do it.
You want me to join the Vanguard? Look, McGee, it wouldn't work. Even you said they hated me.
The Vanguard knows you're working on something secret with Sturek. You could pretend you discovered something that the Federation covered up. Something that turns you against the Federation.
I don't think that would be enough.
It has to be enough. It's the only way.
Milan would never believe me.
Fine. It's not gonna work. Besides, they have a telepath. She'd spot whatever was planned in a heartbeat.
Well, telepaths aren't always that reliable. But Vulcans are.
Please, David. They believe Captain Kirk supports them.
I think you're crazy. But, okay, I'll give it a shot.
Good.
So I asked Sturek about ways to fool the Vanguard telepath. He told me Vulcans block telepathic probings by concentrating on intense experiences. It wasn't always effective, but it was better than no defense at all.
Are you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be. What I didn't expect was for him to use the Vulcan mind meld to give me those experiences. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go through with this, but I'd given McGee my word I'd infiltrate the Vanguard.
Fascinating.
Cadet's log supplemental. I still have to decide next week's schedule. Oh, I think I'll put in some more time on the McClanty simulations.
The reports are in. No measurable change in the matrix.
Are you sure? None of the electrons made it down the path?
The results were identical to the proton and neutron simulations.
But they were the perfect size.
David, the simulation has failed.
Try anti-electrons.
The matrix would explode. Matter can't exist with antimatter.
Do you have any better ideas?
Perhaps. First, antiprotons. As expected.
Try the anti-electrons.
Attempting the simulation now. Nothing.
Wait. It's working.
Fascinating. The edge pathways appear to be channels for controlled positron bursts.
We did it! We did it!
This evidence clearly exonerates the Klingons. The McClanty Matrix constitutes a technology far beyond anything the Klingons possess.
Come on. We've got to tell Sulu and Rothro that whatever attacked those colonies was not Klingon. Come on.